Hi, welcome to Nomis Academy. In this video, I'll be teaching you how to write figures in words. Figures in words. Let's get into the content of this video. Now, write the following in words. So let's take the first example. Example number 1. 79, 023, 002. If you have not watched our videos on place value, you will need to go and watch them and get to understand how we are going to write this figure in words. 79023,002 says that the place value of each of those digits beginning from 2 is units, and this 0 is tens, this is 100, this is 1000, this is 10,000, this is 100,000, this is million, this is 10 million, and if you have more digits, you can continue to name the place value of each of the digits in this number. So this place value will help us to write this figure in words. So to write figure in words, you begin from the left hand side and not actually from the right hand side of your notes. So let's begin from the left hand side of the notes. Since you've known that this is 10 million, so it's going to be 70 something thousand. What is that thing? This after this 10 million, that is the million itself, that's 9. So this is 79 million. So let's write that. 79 million. Then we can now get to the next digit. This is 0. Do we say is 023,000? No, since it's 0, we don't have to write that. So this will just go to the next digit, which is 2. 2 is a tenth of 1000 here. So this will be 20, 20, then this 3 that follows the 1000. That's actually the 1000. Now this 2 is in place of 10,000 and this 3 is actually the 1000. So this will be 23,000. 23,000. This is 0, 0. We can't say 0 and 2 or 0, 2. No, this is just and 2. 79,023,002. So this is and 2. So this is and 2. So I just wrote these figures in words. 79,023,002. So let's take another example. Example number 2. This time we have 5,002, 202. So how do I write this? So this is just a million in place value. That is, the first digit by the left hand side is place of million. So we just write 5 because it's 5 that we have there. So that's 5 million. 5 million. Every other thing before that, after that 5, you can see we have 0 here, we have 0 here. So they are negligible, so we can just neglect them and not having to just say 0, 102, or 0, 02. No, so you don't have to write 0 while you're writing in words. So we'll just take it as 2. So this is 2,000. Say comma 2,000. So what is left that we've not talked about is 202 now. So look at this case now. There is a 2 and there is a 0 between it. So this 0 now counts, though you're not going to write 0, but it counts. So you can't just neglect 0 and say 22 or say 20, whatever thing that you might think about this, it's remain 202. 200 because the place value of this 2 is 100. This is tens and this is units. So you consider these tens now being in the midst of digits that are other than 0. So this is 202. So this becomes 200, 200 and 202. So we just wrote this figure in words: 5,02,202. So let's take another example. Example number 3. Example number 3 now is expanding to billion. So we have 1,000, comma 701, comma 001. So can you say this, that after the place value of billion, there are 9 digits that follow, right? 9 digits follow a place value of billion. So if I count from my place value from the right hand side, units, tens, 100, 1,000, 10,000, 100,000, million, 10 million, 100 million, then I'll have billion. So after the hundreds of the million, then I will have billion. So if I want to write this now in words, I'll begin from the left hand side by saying 1 billion I'll begin by saying 1 billion, 1 billion. All the 0 does not count, even though that they have their place value here. The place value of 0 here is 100 million, right? But it's of no digit that I'll need to take down because it is 0. So I cannot say 0, 100 and 0 million. No, you can't write that. So you will just neglect these zeros and come to this place. You should be wondering that after billion, the next thing I should write about it should be million, because I can't just jump. But in the case where zeros are those digits that they place the place value of the millions, then you can neglect them and just jump to the thousand, because all of these are zeros. So now I have 7. What's the place value of the 7? The place value of the 7 is 100 of thousands, right? So that will be 700, and so this is 700 and 1. This is 701. This is 701,000. 701,000. Remember that the place value of 7 is 100,000. Yeah, 100,000, 100 of thousand. So if I'm including this one, because there is a 1 in addition to that 700, so that will be 701,000. 701,000. 701,000. What do I have left? Just 1, because this is 0, 0 and then 1. So lastly 701,000, and lastly we have 1. So we just wrote this figure in words: 1,701,001. Let's take the last example and see how difficult writing figures in words can be, and how careful you should also answer it so that you answer it correctly. Example number 4. So in this case, I have 709, 000, 001, 100. So what do we have in this case now? We have 100 of billions, 100 of billions, 100 of billions. So what do I get? How do I get to do this? So I'll begin from the left hand side as usual.